Hi, Jim. I'd be curious to know what your thoughts are on this sequence of events that happened in 3 and 2 BC. I was aware of the triple conjunction with Regulus and the conjunction with Jupiter and Venus 30 years ago when IBM computers used DOS and just had individual pixels for stars. But I never realized how cool these events were till I made this Sunday school lesson when people were talking about the Christmas star coming up here. And believe me, I'm not trying to explain what the Christmas star is. It's none of that. But this event that happened really could be easily seen to suggest to somebody watching the stars that a king was going to be born in the heart of Judea. So see what you think of this. We start out at 3 BC, August the 12th, and on my computer program that's represented by the year -2. After several days or weeks, Jupiter's been hidden by the sun and finally distances from the sun up to about 20 degrees where it becomes visible as a morning star. Over the next several months, it'll distance further until it's high in the sky at midnight, and then it'll follow the ecliptic over toward the sun and become an evening star, and then be hidden by the sun again in about a year's time. So there's a cycle of visibility for Jupiter. In that sense, when Jupiter is 20 degrees, 25 degrees from the sun, you could say that you're seeing the king star at its rising in the east. It's first beginning its cycle of visibility. But in 3 BC, there's something special because as it first becomes visible in its rising in the east, it's not only in a conjunction with Venus, but it's a very tight conjunction. So here's a close-up of how close Venus and Jupiter are at its rising in the east. Now, let me change the time. And start scooting ahead in the days. After that conjunction with Jupiter and Venus, Jupiter continues its distancing from the sun, but it becomes closer to Regulus until it makes a conjunction with Regulus. And then as it passes, it slows down, reverses, and makes a second conjunction with Regulus, and then slows, it reverses, and makes a third conjunction with Regulus. Of course, that's expected because of the parallax of Earth's orbit around the sun. But the neat thing is that that loop it made happened to be around Regulus, the regal heart star of the constellation of Lion, which could be considered the Lion of Judah, as Israel called his son Judah. So that's really pretty cool too. And then at the end, as you see, the sun's coming back on the other side, so now Jupiter is an evening star toward the end of its cycle. Venus comes back again, and lo and behold, it makes a tight conjunction again, this one even tighter. So tight that it had to look like one. That's how tight of a conjunction Jupiter and Venus made. So in that 1 year, Jupiter and Venus were together in conjunction at the beginning of the rising of Jupiter. Jupiter circled around Regulus, made triple conjunction, and then made a final conjunction with Venus, the star of beauty and love, before it disappeared again into the sun in the west. I just think that's pretty cool. So who could say that somebody didn't think that might mean those two planets getting together could be representing the creation of a king, and the place would be in the heart of Judea. Be much obliged if you could tell me what you think about that, and either way you think about it, I hope you have a Merry Christmas. Ciao, ciao. Un abrazo.